Thank you, Dr. Thanurag Tan. And I must at the outset congratulate Professor Padi for being very persistent in organizing this very useful forum successfully for the last 4 years. I thank the organizers, particularly Professor Padi, for this opportunity, and my dear colleagues, Biplab, Kanchan, Ankuran, and others for joining this session. I'm not sure whether Professor Padi or his colleagues had something in mind when they wanted to pitch on this theme, communication for social change. Particularly the sub-theme for this session is very relevant and represents a huge case of missed opportunity in India, particularly from the side of communication fraternity. I would like you to ponder over a few issues briefly. I won't take much of your time. I'm not sure how, the time I have, but I would restrict it to less than 5 minutes, just outlining the problematic issues when we engage with this sub-theme, that is social movements on the one hand, advocacy and civil society on the other hand. The fundamental problem is this is probably the first forum in India, and we must congratulate Professor Padi for this, to provide an opportunity to introspect on the problematic of social movement history, ideas, vis-a-vis whatever we do in the domain of communication. One thing is we have not factored in anything on history of ideas or history of ideas given to us by social movements in this country in our course content. So that's a glaring omission in my opinion. So at least from now on, colleagues should ponder over the need for including something on the history of social movements and history of ideas in the context of different social movements in different regions of the country, and try to link them with whatever we want to say in terms of communication. Secondly, study of social movements at the global level is a very problematic one. Study of social movements is not very attractive in many disciplines, and whatever has been studied superficially, not according to me, but according to several scholars who are critiquing studies on social movements. The problem with studies on social movements is we study social movements under leaders, the core ideas from a very subjective point of view, mostly from a positivistic point of view, in terms of cause and effect relationships. So what a particular social movement has made possible or caused in terms of an effect. So this is problematic because it completely undermines the hidden layers of social conflicts which gave birth to the social movements in the first place. And when we talk about social conflicts, we cannot forget socially mediated communication by those leaders who wanted to counter certain injustices, certain discrimination, and try to resolve these conflicts. Coming from South, I am very fascinated by the social movements of the past and present. One social movement which has been mistakenly read as a religious movement. Of course, it was a religious movement because the person who led it was a saint, Saint Ramanuja. And Saint Ramanuja's contribution as a part of this social movement, which aim to embrace the untouchables and the marginalized into the fold of the Vaishnavism sect, is grossly misread, or it is misread because it is underexplored or understudied from your communication point of view. And what were the communication strategies of this saint or the leader? Then coming to the 18th and 19th and 20th century social movements, again, we try to grossly misread the social movement, particularly the leaders' perception or leaders' vision of the social conflict. Periyar, who led a social movement during the last century, is grossly misread as anti-God. Okay, but that was only one thread of his social movement. His movement was not just a reformist movement, not just a revolutionary movement, not just an atheist movement. It was multi-dimensional. So we are misreading the social movements vis-a-vis communication, probably because we don't understand the social conflicts that define these social movements. We don't understand the communication strategies of these leaders of this social movement. Thirdly, finally, these terms are misleading because these terms are mainstreaming terms. These have a largely political agenda. When we use social movement, or when we use a term called civil society, their meanings have been changing every decade. So we should not be using them in a careless way. Civil society meant something differently in the past. Now civil society refers to whatever the NGOs are engaged with, whatever other supporting actors are engaged with. So we need to catch up with the changing meanings of these terms, and we need to be very conscious of the fact that these are ideological terms as well. So when we use social movement, when we use civil society, we need to factor in the ideological dimension as well, and we need to delineate the ideological content of this. And I would appreciate something from young colleagues. We seniors would have failed miserably in many respects, but I would appreciate if young scholars can get some realization of the missed opportunities which countered the seniors, and try to come up with some concrete ideas to engage with this particular praxis, that is social movement, advocacy and civil society. Thank you very much once again for this opportunity. I am looking forward to listen to my dear colleagues on this. Thank you.